Good. We don't move our finger around. This is not pin the tail on the donkey kind of thing. Is the next thing, I don't know, is it position sense? Is that on there? Proprioception? Oh, well, Romberg we do at the end. We're not going to get the person to stand up and then sit down. So that's at the very end. But somewhere along the line is proprioception, position sense. And again, you do this first with the client's eyes open and then eyes closed. So if you just give me your hand here, turn your palm down. This is what it's going to feel like when I go like this, you'll tell me it's up. When I go like this, you'll say down. What you want to do is grasp the digit on either side of the tip of the finger. And you want to make sure the other fingers aren't touching. Okay? All right, so now if you'll close your eyes for me. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, so that's intact. So I could say proprioception or position sense intact. We're not going to do temperature. If there were some indication that the person was having difficulty with temperature, then I would maybe have some test tubes with one with cold water in it, one with hot water, and I could test that way. But you could put NA there. We're not going to test for that. Then there's for pain, sharp and dull pain. And you can use a cotton-tipped applicator. Do not use a safety pin. We're not going to draw blood. Take the cotton-tipped applicator, break it in half, and let your client know this is what sharp feels like, okay? And this is what dull feels like, okay? So I want you to close your eyes now. Huh? Don't worry, I'm not going to draw blood. And you can open your eyes. I could do a couple other spots, but take the time. So could distinguish, I could chart, can distinguish sharp from dull sensation in the face. If I did her arms, I could say in the upper extremities as well. Okay? Okay. I think there's also light sensation with a cotton ball. Again, I'll use my cotton tip applicator, where we want to test for sensation in the upper and lower extremities. Again, could you close your eyes and then just point to where I'm touching? Okay, and I could do it with the lower extremities as well. Okay. There's vibratory sensation, and we're going to compare the upper extremities with the lower. When you're dealing with older adults, the elderly, they often have good sensation of vibrations in their upper extremities, but it diminishes the lower you go. Okay? So I'd like you to close your eyes, and I'd like you to tell me if you feel the vibration or the buzz and when it stops. Okay? You do this over a bony prominence. Now, normally I wouldn't do this over clothing, but give it a shot. And I would then try the ankles as well. So you want to do a couple in the upper extremities, a couple vibratory sensations in the lower extremities, comparing one side to the other. Did you notice I had it stopped? I want to make sure that she tells me, or he tells me that it stopped. They couldn't feel it. Yes?
We just detect that they felt for light touch and vibration?
Yes, for vibration you could say vibratory sensation intact.
Okay.
But if it's diminished, say they felt it in the upper extremities, you could say noted vibrations in upper extremities, but diminished in lower extremities, or absent.
For the light touch?
Pardon me?
For the light touch?
I would just say that light sensation intact. For vibratory sensation, you do not have to indicate what bony structures you used, okay? All you're doing is comparing the vibratory response in the upper extremities with the lower extremities. Okay. I think there's then at the end of that stereogognosis and graphesthesia, but before I do that, is there something else I've missed on that particular section? No? Okay, I take your word for it. Okay. With stereogognosis, and I'll leave this stuff here for Dr. Scafidi to use. You want to use a different object, common object, for each palm. And you ask your client to close their eyes and put out one palm. Close your eyes. Okay, you can feel that. Tell me what you think it is. Okay, keep your eyes closed. The other hand, please. You can feel that. Let me know what it is. Well, you did it wrong. You failed that thing. No, you just put it in one hand and tell me what it is. What kind of coin?
Quarter?
Yeah. You don't get to keep it there. That'd be nice. Okay, so that's stereogognosis. Graphesthesia, just like the word says, is drawing or writing on the palm. And I think it's easier to use a number. And I tell my client, I'm going to draw on your palm a number from 1 to 5. Okay? The trick here is that you draw it in the same direction as your client. If I draw upside down, my client is not going to be able to know what that number is. So close your eyes, and again it's going to be, what happened here?
Oh, I was wearing a ring last night, so that's the plan.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to draw a number from 1 to 5, and you tell me what it is, okay? Okay. Okay. So now we're going to do the deep tendon reflexes. And this is what you need to practice, because I bet you, not a lot of money, but I bet you you're having trouble getting the reflexes. Yep. You're going to make a line or use a figure drawing so that you compare the right to the left side. When you're doing reflexes above the waist, you're using extinction so that your client is not focusing on what you're doing. For extinction above the waist, you have your client clench their teeth, turn their head away. You're also going to be using the sharp end of the reflex hammer. Again, for above the waist, for extinction, you have your client clench their teeth, turn their head away, and you use the sharp end of the reflex hammer. For below the waist, for extinction, you have your client pull their hands apart. That's so they're not concentrating on what you're doing. And you use the blunt end. Okay, let me ask you to take off your shoes. Now, when we document this, we use a coding system of 0 to +4. +4 is a very brisk response. Now, I have very good reflexes, so if some of you want to try on me, I'm usually a +3, just to get the handle. Most of you are holding, I would suspect, the reflex hammer like this, like you're hammering a nail into the wall. It has to be loose. The action comes from your wrist. And you're only going to tap once. You're not going to keep, oh, I can't get that sucker, let me see. No. You tap once and see what kind of response you get. As long as you're not getting a +4 on one side of the body and a 0 on the other, it's okay. Okay. So the very first one I'm going to do is the brachioradialis. Remember, it's the pointed end. What am I looking for? Well, I'm not only looking, I'm going to try to feel to see if there's any movement of her hand, flexing it this way. Okay? Yes. Very good. Just relax. and she really has maybe a +1. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I want you to do it on me just so that they can see the difference. So you're going to hit here. You got to hit harder. Okay, try here. It's only fair since I'm hitting you. But you have to make sure you're hitting hard enough. Did you see? I could feel it. Okay, so you're looking as well as feeling. Make sure that you've got a good hit so you're not keeping going back. So that one is called what? Okay, brachioradialis. The next one is the biceps. This is where you're going to hit your own thumb. Okay? And again, she's clenching her teeth, she's turning away. If you can't see, please get up. Okay, she has diminished reflexes here. Turn your head that way. Barely, +1, but barely. So if you have a chance, you want to try it on me so you can really see the movement. So,
can I see how you did that again?
Sure. You know what? You can try it on me. There you go. If you want to, you can stand up so they can see. Because you would be facing me, right? Okay, let me sit here. Okay, press in hard with your thumb. Okay?
Okay.
You felt it?
Yeah.
All right, try this side. Press in hard with your thumb. Okay?
Do her knees. Do her patella.
Well, we'll give you time later. I want to make sure we get through all the systems. Okay. So that was the biceps. The next one is the triceps. And you put the person's arm across their chest or thigh here. And you're going to hit with the sharp end, clench your teeth, close your eyes. Okay? Okay, so she had a +2 there. Okay, that one is a triceps. Now we're moving further down. This is the patella or knee. Okay, and with this, she's going to be pulling her hands apart, and I'm going to start using the blunt end. Don't stand in front of the person because they're going to be kicking you. Feel the patella, feel on your own. There should be an indentation. We all have one there. That's where you want to hit. Nope. A little bit. Two different socks, or they?
Yeah.
I love that one.
Okay, so she had a +2 there. Okay. Okay, the next one is the Achilles. And this is where you're going to have to come down a little bit onto the floor. And you're going to push your client's toes towards their nose. And you're going to hit the back of the, oh, sorry. You should feel some flexion in your hand. This is the Achilles. And she really doesn't have it, but if you try it on me, the whole thing is you got to press the toes towards the client's nose when you're hitting so that you can feel any flexion down there. While you're down there, you're going to do the plantar flexion, which gives us a Babinski, right? Now, what should be a normal response, and I don't think I know your name. Okay. What would be the normal response in an adult to the Babinski? What should we see? Huh? Toes what? You all agree with that? That would be normal in a newborn, right? In an adult, what should we see? Okay, no one's toes are going to go like that. If they do, they have another problem. We're just looking for a little flexion there, not like that.